Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Now That's Disney's Disney Night Live. It is Saturday. We are here. Let me bring in the Blencows and see if this works. Hello. Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
We can.
Oh, I can hear you. Great. Perfect. Good. I see a second photo of Becki, and I guess you guys got your volume working, so I'm happy you're here with us. Happy Saturday, everybody. What a stressful start to this show. I found out 10 minutes before the show that Jay is sleeping with a migraine, thanks to his husband, Chris, for letting us know. And then Becki and Mike, who are joining us tonight, thank you. They had a little bit of sound difficulties, and Kim couldn't get logged in. So I'm sweating, and I need a cigarette. Anyway, we're here. It's Saturday. I'd like to remind everybody that Now That's Disney's Disney Night Live is a live stream that comes to you every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming live to you in Now That's Disney on Facebook, as well as Now That's Disney on YouTube. We are also on Instagram, Twitter. We are everywhere. We're on LinkedIn, streaming to my LinkedIn profile. Who cares about a real job? This is what matters most. We have a terrific show for you tonight. We have a trip report. Nothing better than a trip report. And the reason that Becki and Mike are here is because Becki is an admin and Now That's Disney on Facebook. And Becki, Mike, and their son Rowen were just in Disney World. And we got to meet them in person and meet up with them. And Mr. Donald down there sporting an awesome Disney shirt was there as well with his beautiful wife, Marie. And my wife, Kimberly, up top here with her cute ears on, was there as well with myself and our son Colton. And I'd say we all had a pretty good time. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
It was really nice to meet with everybody.
It was. It really was.
It was a intense, relaxing time.
Intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on during the trip. Some of us got sick, which kind of stunk, but we made it through. I wasn't giving up. Some of us are still sick. Marie is not feeling so well, so she's not joining tonight. Our co-host Skipper Jay is out with a migraine. We lost a few members while we were on vacation. But you know what? We're joined here by the Blencows who were there and got in like a couple hours before we arrived the day that we got into Disney World. And I'm going to get rid of these banners. We're live. Please share us out if you can. Let me get rid of them so they're not scrolling by and distracting me. And let's see. I'm also going to monitor the comments tonight because we don't have a J. So I'm going to be Jay and I'm going to be David all in one.
Do you want me to do the comments, Sonny?
If you want to pull them up, that'd be great. I think you have control.
I believe so. Let's see. I do.
Yep. Awesome. Look at you. You're large and in charge, girl.
Hey, Lily. Hi, Marie.
Hello to everybody watching.
Hey, Lily.
Also, please check out our podcast, which is really nothing but this live show, but only the audio. New episode went up a couple hours ago. Love Hug Disc Part 2. We got a really good showing for Love Hug Disc Part 1 in our podcast world. So please check out Part 2. So that's up and available. Happy Earth Day. Happy 25th birthday or anniversary to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's going on as well. And let's say hello. And I'm excited for this because Donald has something exciting to say about our sponsor, D-Magic World. D-Magic World is our sponsor. D-Magic World is a 24/7 streaming Disney music magic. And Don, why don't you tell them what you were telling me right before we went live?
Well, as everyone that follows the show knows, I live about an hour and 45 minutes away from Disney World. So Marie and we started our vacation by listening to D-Magic World on the way down in the car to get in the right mood.
And they put you guys right in the mood. Nothing puts you in the mood for Disney like a little D-Magic World, right?
Yeah.
You got it. Now,
Nice.
Also, when I was flying up north for my mother's 90th, I listened to D Magic World. I was able to stream it using the free Wi-Fi on the airplane.
Oh, sweet.
Very good.
So that was
Very nice.
Yeah.
you can listen to it anywhere you can get an internet connection. You can listen to dmagicworld.com.
Yeah, they have a lot of different ways you can listen, which is great about their website. Jasper, who runs the site, is fantastic with it. There's so many different ways that you can listen. Again, on their home screen, the Now That's Disney link is there up top, which takes you right to our Facebook group. And there's also the request page. You can request whatever you want to hear. Again, my favorite to probably request is Tapestry of Nations. I love it. So get in touch with them. Let them know that you heard about them through Now That's Disney's Disney Night Live, and let them know that you enjoy what they're doing. So,
and hello to Italy. We have
hello.
One of our cousins from Italy watching.
Hi, Vicenza. Hello. That's awesome. Really cool. So we're going to dive in. I was still trying to share us out. I got all discombobulated, but I think we're about shared out. Let me see if I could share us out to the group one more time. And we'll get this going. So we're going to talk about our trip, and we can each take some time and just talk about some of the highlights. And what I did was I loaded some photos here that Becki and Mike shared. Hey, Brandy girl.
Hi, Brandy.
Don shared, and that I put in for myself and Kim. And we could just, again, excuse me, go around and I, just each talk about our trip. So we were all in Disney World in Florida. And it's spring break time for us. I don't think Floridian spring break is over.
It's hard to get together with everybody. I'll tell you that, because we had Don and Marie, the Polly with us. We had Becki, Mike, and Rowen nearby. So we had a day, a full day with them, which was great. And then the next day we got to see them at Hollywood Studios, right? And ride a couple, the boys got to ride a couple rides. That worked out really well because our kids are the same age and they're very alike. So it was nice for them to have a, some kid time together. And then we saw a couple other friends. So it's hard because, I think one night we had dinner reservations at, where did we go, Donald? Steakhouse 71. So we only had 3. So we just kind of went and winged it with Don and Marie and said, hey,
and we got some pixie dust.
Yeah. And we did that with John, with Panda as well. And so it does work. Like if you have a reservation and you need to add 1 or 2 people on, both restaurants were very accommodating. So that worked out, but it's hard because you have everybody has such plans, but we got to see a lot of people. There we all are at the Poly lobby. Yeah, it was good.
Let me find
nice I feel like we're going to
make that a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's a little tiny. We may need
the photo's tiny.
We may need 2 shows to tell you guys all the stuff because there's so much to go over with you guys, and I know that there's just so much to go over. So I guess we should just dive it.
I'm looking for a photo. Oh, here we go. So there's myself with Kim, Mike, and Becki at the pool. So we were talking about we had a chance to meet up at the Poly pool and chill out while the kids were swimming and have some lunch. These are really small. Can I make these bigger?
Before when you clicked on it, it did get bigger.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I can't make it bigger. Oh, wait a second. Oh my goodness, I'm so smart. How's that? Better?
Yes, that's
no need to make it too big.
No, you know what? I'm looking at my bald, white, pasty skin, and I'm like, maybe I should shrink this down a little bit. I'm sorry. I wanted to pull up this photo because we were talking about it, and I'm finagling. But what I did was I broke everybody's photos up into like a folder. So if we want to maybe take turns, is that the best thing to do? Because they're kind of broken up by phone. Okay, so maybe
we could maybe do a category and then each go around. I just wanted to say something about that picture. So we rented the cabana again this trip for one day. It's if you're in a resort that you can do that in, do it. They gave us, it's pretty affordable. And
this was new this year too.
Yeah, we had our own cabana. We had a couch, a table, 2 lounge chairs, I think 2 regular size chairs. So plenty of room to invite a couple of friends. And then they also equipped us with, on the table was a tray with all chips, like 6 or 7 different, no, like 8 different little packages of potato chips and Doritos. And then there was a cooler filled with ice when we got there and soda and water, which was really nice. Yeah. I mean, we couldn't have drank it all or eaten it all ourselves. So it was good to have guests. But
Hi, Maddie, Hazel, and Harlan.
Very nice.
Hi, Maddie, girl. What's up? Yeah, and also what was new this year was that strange woman feeding me grapes and fanning me. I thought that was bizarre. Like, I don't know. I didn't even pay for that. I don't know who did.
That was just one of the. That was just one of your fans.
Oh yeah, my biggest fan.
Fantasies, I think.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you. Easter morning, real quick. Easter morning, we went to Kona for breakfast. Was it Easter morning, Kona for breakfast? Yes. And I was a little dressed up, and I had my phone on like my little gimbal. And I had my buds in, and the woman that was working the desk at Kona goes, "Are you one of our vloggers?" I was. That's like one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. I was like,
no.
I was like, oh my God! I'm like, I know, but I want to be. Like, I'm like, and then I started mentioning names of people, and I'm like, I'm not them, but I'm like, maybe one day I will be. So that was like really, really cool. Who wants to talk about their trip first? I hear a door opening.
Well, while we're talking about the cabana, I'm not in the picture with Dave, Kim, and Becki, but Marie and I had got up early and decided to go down and swim because we had made a lunch appointment with a friend of ours that lived in the area.
Right.
And next thing you know, it's like, okay, so we used the cabana and was swimming, and then it was time for us to go, and Dave and Kim showed up, and then we got to meet Becki and God, I'm bad with names. I'm sorry, sir. What's your name again?
Mike.
Becki and Mike. So all of a sudden it's like, okay, great to see you. Gotta go. So we had to run down to Disney Springs.
It's okay.
Yeah, but at least you used it. I mean, we weren't there in the morning, so the cabana really got a full, day's use.
Sorry.
So fine with us.
Yeah. Sorry. Colton came down here to tell me something. Yes, I'm glad that Don and Marie got a chance to use the cabana, and before we were there, and then again we got to hang out with Mike and Becki and Rowen. So I just had an interruption from Colton, who was telling me about a glitch in a video game for some reason now. So
he was excited about it.
He was extremely excited.
So why don't we hear from Becki and Mike first?
Yeah, and let me pull up their photos because I've got to get into them and then share them. And just tell us about your trip and what did you think? Like, when's the last time you guys were at Disney?
The last time we went was in 2021. It was we were supposed to go in 2020, and that's when Disney shut down for the COVID. And so we postponed it a year. So we went in 2021. It was literally 2 weeks before they took the mask mandate away. So we still had to wear masks and everything when we were there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hot. But this year was definitely kind of like a year that we wanted to do things that we have never done before. And I made a point of making reservations and getting places that we've never been, and or like rides we've never done, even if they were like old. It's just things that we didn't do, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And this was Animal Kingdom when we got to see Kevin, and that was really cute.
Yeah, and now I lost
Becki,
the ability to move photos.
what were some things that you never did that you did? We did a lot of that this trip as well, and it really was fun and exciting. So what are some things that you guys did for the first time? Or
we've never done like Country Bear Jamboree. We've never done the Tiki Room.
Okay.
We never done any, like Figment. Trying to think what else. Well, you've never done Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I have, but he hadn't. So that was a lot of
Mike,
fun.
what did you think about that?
I thought it was great.
Did you?
Mickey's Runaway Railway? I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun, right?
What did you think about
Oh yeah, for sure.
What did you guys think about Tiki Room and Country Bear Jamboree?
Funny. They were cute. They were really cute. I mean, we giggled a lot, which, you know, it's what you want to do when you're at Disney, right? Just be a kid and just laugh at everything.
It's also old Disney. I mean, when I was young, really super young, that stuff was there. So
right, we did Country Bears Jamboree for the first time, believe it or not. Everybody always made fun of us. I did it when I was a kid, and I remembered it vaguely, but not well. So we finally went in there and did that, and Colton was just like, "What the?" He was really like. He thought it was funny.
That was funny. Yeah.
So the animatronics are so old and you can hear them creaking and stuff, but it's real, you know, and even like I found the humor was so old fashioned. Like they would never make that now. You know what I mean?
I said that same thing to Mike.
So I hope that it never goes away because it's really like classic and, you know, it was fun. It was really nice. And it was nice to go to the heat.
That also, I'm looking at the picture. We've never done the Liberty Bell either, and that was our first time doing.
We've never done it.
Yeah.
Was that fun? Like, how long does that last? Is it short?
It's longer than you would think.
It's longer than you think it is.
I think it's probably about 15 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It goes all the way out around what is that? Tom Sawyer's.
God bless you.
Excuse me.
All the way around that island.
Tom Sawyer Island.
Right.
And around
that's
Horde,
nice
and that's that picture. Rowen, he wanted to go and get wet, so he
soaking
went and sit out on the deck and got soaking wet.
He's like, I'm the king of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was hot, and there was a lot of kids running around down there. So
yeah,
that's fun.
Oh,
yeah, we've actually never did that, but we did do Country Bears for the first time this time, and like halfway through, Colton goes, "I have to tell you something," and he whispers in my ear, goes, "These bears are kind of creepy."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, they really are a little creepy," but it was still fun. That's what I like about each time we go. Like last year, we did Tiki Room for the first time, and yeah. Hey, Matt, I'm sorry, Maddie.
Maddie says she wishes she went on a trip, but she had school. I feel the same way, Maddie. When I had school.
You know, one thing about the Country Bear Jamborees, prior to Walt's death, he had an agreement. They were developing an idea for a ski resort called Mineral King, and the Country Bear Jamboree was originally supposed to be at this ski resort, at Mineral King, and they referred to it as Walt's Last Laugh. Prior to him going into the hospital, he had reviewed it, with the Imagineers, and it was, and he got a laugh out of it, and then he went to the hospital. So they referred to the Country Bears as Walt's Last Laugh.
Oh,
I never
that's
knew
why,
that.
personally, I hope they never get rid of it.
Cool.
Yeah. Well,
that is cool.
Yeah. You could tell that it's one of the OGs, and the bears are old and stuff. And then the one that comes down from the ceiling on the swing, I'm like, what is she supposed to be? She like what's going on here? It was a little risque, you know what I mean? But I like that because for Disney, they don't have a lot of things that are risque. So then in this picture, you guys are at the Grand Flow and you got to see the chocolate eggs.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You got to see the chocolate Easter eggs at the Grand Floridian?
Yeah, I made a point I wanted, we were there for Easter Day. And so I kind of wanted to make a point of having some sort of Easter something. So I was like, Grand Floridian, we're going to go see all the Easter eggs. And they had a huge Easter egg hunt, like in their backyard area by the pool. Rowen didn't do it, but a lot of little kids, and it was all like decorated and stuff out there. I thought that was really cute. So
yeah,
it was a little Easter something.
Look at the Luca one. How cute is that one?
I know.
I love Luca.
The movie was good. Yeah. So,
yeah, there was something.
I see some Epcot stuff here.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do.
Oh, so Ratatouille was first for us too. We've never done Ratatouille, and obviously Guardians we've never did either because that's new. But and only I did Guardians. Mike and Rowen didn't do Guardians.
Right. You're probably better off sitting that one out, Mike and Rowen.
No,
we did
Becki,
Guardians.
Did you do Tron? I forgot. You didn't get on Tron, right?
No, we couldn't get on Tron.
Okay.
Tron is nothing compared to Guardians.
Let's talk Guardians because that was one of our firsts. So I just want to tell the audience for this trip was a very, very, very daring trip for me. If you guys know me, I had like to conquer something for the last like 5 years. First it was Splash Mountain, then it was David's Slinky Dog. I'm kind of a ride chicken.
Yeah.
Not that bad, but just what we did. So I've done everything now except for Mount Everest and Aerosmith. So we did Guardians and we did Tron and we did Tower of Terror for the first time. So out of the three, I personally, it's funny because everybody's so different. I loved Guardians and I'm surprised because that ride is crazy.
Your Guardians is a little nutty.
But I will be honest, for me, it was like a party. I felt very comfortable. I liked the queue. I felt relaxed. I didn't feel scared. I felt like I was going on a party. And that's exactly, as soon as it started, that's how I felt. Like my arms were up in the air. I'm screaming. We got the song One Way or Another by Blondie, which like I feel like helped my anxiety because I like that song. So the music made it fun. I had a blast, and so did Colton. Me and Colton were together, and then David was behind us. And as we were going, though, I was thinking, I hope David's all right because he's not a chicken like me, but he does get sick. So, or vertigo. So I turned around and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he looked a little shook when we got off. I was
trying to process the ride. I got to be honest; it moved way too fast for me to process the actual ride and what was going on. So I was really looking forward to riding it and I wanted to see what it was about, but I didn't get a chance to take it in because it moves so fast. So I'm not saying I hated it. I will ride it again. I will take a lot of motion sickness medicine again before. So I'm good. I was still wobbly coming off of it, although I took like 3 meclizines like basically that day just to get on it. But it moves very quickly. I don't know what you thought about that, Becki, right? It's like pretty fast.
Yeah, it was really fast. I mean, it was funny because I like opened my mouth to scream and it was like, I got nothing but air because it was just so fast. You know what I mean?
Becki, did anyone else have like when it was done, I realized that my whole mouth was dried out.
Yeah.
We needed water.
I didn't know if it was just because I was so taken aback. Because it does happen so quickly and your body is moving. I don't remember which way we were going at any point.
No.
I don't know. I just remember the backward launch. And after that, I don't know when I was going forwards, back, sideways, spinning. I had no idea. I just know that it was fun. But I will tell you guys, the cast member told me that when the ride first opened, they had regular garbage cans, the push kind, not to be gross, but and they quickly had to change them all out to the kind that have an open top because so many people are getting sick after the ride that you don't want to have the push open. That's kind of gross. I was like, wow. The guy in Animal Kingdom Photo Pass told me that little interesting tidbit.
Well,
but yeah, that Guardians was definitely my favorite first try ride.
I want to do it again.
I want to do it again.
Try to process it this time. Yeah. Like, I was disappointed with the queue. I thought it would be better. I love
did
Guardians movies, right? Like I thought it was lacking the humor from the movies, and the pre-show right before you get on the ride was okay, but the ride moved too fast for me to understand what was going on. So I wanna ride it again. I know, Brandy, but I'm a 50-year-old man that things just don't work like they used to. So
no
I
Guardians
gotta have.
again for Lily.
I need things to be slow. Hey, what's up, Chris? I hope Jay is feeling better. We miss him and love him.
Hi, Chris.
You guys stayed at the All-Star. Is this
Movies?
Okay.
Movies.
And man, I don't think anybody does theming better than like the All-Star, Pop, and Art of Animation. Like those three, the theming is incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely, if you're looking to get into a resort that you're completely immersed in Disney, the All-Stars, especially the movies, because it is geared to a lot of the movies. And I don't have all the pictures, but I mean, they had they had Fantasia, and they had 101 Dalmatians, and they had Love Bug, and
So
I'm trying to think
cute.
what the other ones were. Well, obviously Toy Story, that's where we stayed. It's very, very immersive.
Yeah.
Cute resort. It is definitely a cute resort. It's like a once and done for us, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
It was fun, to try out different. It's always good to see different resorts, and I think this was a once for us. I mean, it was nice. It was clean. The shops were clean.
The rooms are small, though. The rooms are really tiny.
Right. I read the other day that they're actually putting into the All-Star and several other resorts a quiet period because so many cheer groups and dance teams go and typically stay at the All-Star. And what they wind up doing is they go outside on the lawn to practice, and it's early, like say before their competition, and people are complaining. So they actually have signs up now that there's a quiet period from like 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. or something like that, because so many people are being woken up by like cheering groups and dance competitions outside of there on the lawn.
I could understand that.
I can see that.
Rest after a long Disney day or a couple long Disney days to start sleeping. There's the boys, Colton and Rowen.
Yeah, man, they hit it off, and I think they enjoyed their time talking with each other. I think Colton may have talked a little too much, and kept telling Rowen the same stories. Good. Rowen's a sweetheart, man. We love him. He's great, and he is just so kind and polite. Really enjoyed hanging out with him. You could tell he was having fun.
I got a big bear hug the next day after meeting him once. It was like Kim, and he's just a big bear.
If he meets you once, you're his best friend.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I thought I was special.
I love it.
You are
to some people. You guys got to do the Lion King. Was this a first?
This was a first for us. Yeah, we've never done the Festival of the Lion King. That was really, really cool.
Right.
I like that also.
Yeah, that's a great show. Now I heard Mike and Becki that, well, I didn't hear it. You guys told me. I know that Mike and Becki did a little DVC touring, and Mike came back gushing over one resort in particular.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the resort that you liked the most, Mike, that you were most interested in?
Yeah, we went to Saratoga, and we had basically planned out a day just to hop around different DVC resorts, just to check them out.
We knew we wanted to buy, but you don't want to buy a DVC just based off of pictures and stuff. So we wanted to like see them in person and really see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And Saratoga Springs has an actual DVC
resource center.
And they drove us around to they were very accommodating. They drove us around to different
they want our money.
Well, yeah, but they were still very accommodaing.
They do a good job of it, though.
Yeah.
We went. The first one we looked at, other than Saratoga, they had a couple of model rooms of Riviera, and I thought those were nice.
Mm-hmm.
But But we went, the first one they, excuse me, that they hopped us to was Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And that, excuse me,
he's sick too. Actually.
Yeah, I'm sick also.
Yeah, I think we all got
Animal Kingdom was a done deal for me. I mean, as soon as I walked in, I knew that was what I wanted for a home resort.
Right.
Yeah. We always wanted the Poly.
It's beautiful.
Like honestly, we love Poly, but it's just not. It's a little out of our budget at the moment, but we like the vibe of Poly. We love the look of Poly.
But there was one that you guys are missing, the one that Mike, you were like loved.
He said Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My dog.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom was it for me.
Yeah.
It was a slam dunk. As soon as I walked into the lobby, I knew that was it. It's
a beautiful.
I didn't even need to see the rooms at that point. I would have just walked just based on the lobby alone.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot going on there.
I'm sorry?
There's a lot going on in the lobby, and they actually have culturalists from Africa in there, like carving wood and knitting and doing stuff and talking to you about like things like, and you're like, oh my God, it's like you're getting educated while you're actually in the lobby. You know, it's great.
I know it's cool.
There,
it's really neat, and the rooms are really nice too. So
yeah.
And they have a walkway with like outpost areas where you can look over the savannah.
Right.
So
even if you don't get a savannah room, there's plenty of ways to see it. So that's I like the fact that in Jumbo House the fireplace is going 24/7. It's a big, kind of to like in Africa in the bush, in order to keep the animals away, you need to have fire going, and there's a fireplace going around fireplace, and people are sitting by it all the time there. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't blame you, man. I'd be happy owning at Animal Kingdom, just like super excited about it. I think I loved it the most out of Kim and Colton and myself. As soon as we walked in, there's Gigi in the room. As soon as we walked in our first day, we planned a short trip after my father passed away, and I'm like, I really want to go to Disney, and Kim was like, all right, let's do it. And we went to Animal Kingdom and got on to our balcony looking over the safari, and there was a wildebeest, there was a zebra, there was giraffes going by, and I'm like, that's exactly kind of what I needed to help me get through that.
Yeah.
So it is absolutely gorgeous. Here's some more of the Easter eggs. These are in no particular order. This is from Grand Floridian. You can see Kevin, bottom, middle. Yes, it does mean hello. Jumbo, everyone. They say that on the safari ride. And here's some photos. I see, I think Rowen is trying to play the game with his eyes closed.
He was disappointed in his score, I think. And I said, I had to laugh and said to Mike, the funny thing is he was competing against himself.
Right, exactly.
It's hilarious. He's so disappointed in his score.
You can see, he's just like,
and there was nobody else sitting next to him that he had to compete with, just himself. So,
all right, listen, I'm going to recommend some videos for him to watch that teach you how to get the ultimate score on here. There's like tricks. And you get you become a space ranger, and if you get that score, they give you a sticker when you come off. You get like 999, 999, I believe. Like the highest score.
You have to take a picture of it with your phone and then go to the desk.
Becki and Mike, are you guys getting a storm right now in Pensy? We have like a wicked storm, right? That's why my dog is in here. She's afraid. All right, yours just
thunder and lightning and wind.
Yeah, it just started.
All the fun stuff. We have it here also.
So this is
who got to meet? Who got to go to Art Smith's?
The which one?
This is Becki and Mike and Rowen's photos. We did not go on our trip.
We were supposed to go, Don, the night that we ended up going to Steakhouse 71. We got lazy.
Right. We got lazy that day.
We got lazy, and then we canceled because we were hanging at the pool, and then we ended up getting.
I may have had one or two too many drinks.
Too many
painkillers.
Too many painkillers and Lapu Lapus, and was not motivated to head to Disney Springs. But this food does look really good.
Oh,
did you guys like Homecoming?
Oh,
Hold on.
it was very good. Those chips are homemade barbecue chips in Rowen's with his burger. Just the chips alone were like enough for me. They were delicious. The seasoning is really good. And then that was macaroni and cheese, like a side macaroni and cheese.
Yum.
Becki and Mike, Marie and I have ate there a couple times already, and that mac and cheese I'll put up against. Of course, I can't eat any seafood, so everyone says that the mac and cheese at the Boathouse that has the lobster in it is better. But I'll put that mac and cheese up against anyone else's on the lot. Now, was Art Smith?
I agree. It's excellent.
It's out of this world.
Yeah. Now, was Art Smith in the restaurant when you were there? Because a couple times when Marie and I have ate there, he makes his rounds around the table and introduces himself and asks how's everything's going. So.
Yeah, I've seen that before in vlogs and photos. People say, he's present there a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't totally miss Chef Art Smith because they redid the terminal at MCO.
New Terminal C, was it?
It's so much better. Before it used to be just Sparrow Pizza, which is gross, or Burger King. And the Burger King had a line like literally that took an hour. It was every time we had to go to the States and everything, and then we were stuck in that area and hungry, so we had to pick one of the two. Well, now they have all these it's like really nice stores and restaurants. They had a big Disney store, right, David? And we found a diner in the airport right across from our terminal, actually, that was called Chef Art Smith's Sunshine Diner. And
very cute.
It was so cute, and we had really good burgers.
Food was good, yeah.
Yeah, the food was really good. They didn't have everything the same on the menu, but I think a lot of it was similar.
Yeah, but it's a lot nicer than waiting an hour and a half for Burger King. And you could sit at a full bar and happened just to be right outside where our gate was. So is this the Hoop-de-Doo music review in this photo?
It's a Hoop-de-Doo review.
Yeah,
it is. Okay, so was this a first, or have you guys done this?
Yes,
before?
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the food is very good.
And the show was really funny. It was super cute. I would recommend that to anybody. It really was really great.
Is the fried chicken better there or at Homecoming?
That's a good question.
Oh, that's
because I heard the fried chicken at. What I heard it's really good at Hoop-de-Doo.
It's very good.
It is super good. And I love fried chicken. So.
Yeah,
and I didn't add a picture of Rowen, but I have a picture of him. Like he has fried chicken clear across his face. He was just like face deep into that fried chicken.
He had a grease slick from ear to ear.
Maybe we need to get Rowen's final decision on which one is better. So I'm going to put a poll. No, this is not us. This is still their pictures. I'm going to put a poll up in the group after the show and ask people what do they think, who has better fried chicken.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they say.
Best fried chicken on property, yeah. This was a good meal. We ate at Steakhouse 71 with Don and Marie, and the food there was really good. So everything you guys got looks delicious.
We got those onion rings. Those onion rings are good. They're so crispy.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good. I would like a little more of those.
I don't like onion rings that are have the thick onions in them. So I was like, I don't know if I want to try these, but I tried it anyway, and it was really good. I was surprised.
Yeah, because the onion's perfectly tender, and then the outside is perfectly crisp. They're really, and that horseradish dipping sauce is so good.
Worcestershire,
whatever it is. Yeah.
We ate there with Don and Marie, and Don and I both got the prime rib, and it was phenomenal.
Would you get
the fillet?
Yeah.
Which steak did you get?
I don't know, but I don't know what steak I got, but it was. Strip? I think it might have been, but it was excellent. It was very good.
Yeah, the food there.
Marie had the New York strip.
Yes.
She liked it. Yeah.
I would like to go here for lunch though, because there's some really yummy looking menu options that's on the lunch menu that I want to try as well.
I'll tell you what, Marie may have had a steak, but it didn't slow her down because she walks faster than anybody I know.
And she's like tiny as Tinkerbell, and she goes. It was the end of the night. I'm like, I'm tired. We
went to Magic Kingdom because they were open till 1 for extended hours, and we saw her in full effect. Man, she is fast.
At like 11:45, she was going, "Okay, what's the next ride?"
Right? Yeah. Colton was having a meltdown coming off of Pirates of the Caribbean, and he fell. He tripped over a cannon trying to look at fake gold.
Oh, it wasn't funny, honey.
Well, it was.
David, you know what's with you?
I do have to. I have to say something about Colton. He did a self-evaluation of. He knew he fell. He knew he got hurt, but he did a self-evaluation. Am I hurt or am I injured?
Right.
And basically, it's like, he says like, okay, I'm hurt, but he was like letting us know he was hurt, but he wasn't injured. He was like, no,
it wasn't that bad, right?
Yeah. After he yelled, he was like, all right, I'm okay. But actually,
well, we all yell. If that was to happen to us, we would have been doing some yelling too.
I fell in Magic Kingdom and I cried. I actually started to cry. You know when you're a kid and you skin your knees really bad? So I didn't skin my knees because I saw it coming. But David's laughing because David pushed me and he didn't tell me for like an hour later.
You're such a liar. It's not how the story goes. We talked about this.
Well, hold on. So we're going underneath the camel,
spitting camel.
And I was looking up at the camel, and I guess to not get spit on. We were going right underneath it, and there was like this wet paper towel with like Dole Whip, and I slipped and I went like my whole body flew, like I flew, and so I was coming down on all of my weight, and all I could think of was my knees. Like I was just thinking of like the worst scrapes ever on your knees. So I blocked it. I blocked my fall with my arms, and I landed flat on my knees. So it hurt. And when I landed, like I actually had like red marks and like skids in my palms, and my knee was a little bit. It was like bruising, and I just started crying. And people were just walking over me, like no one stopped and said like
they could care less.
Oh my God, miss, are you okay? Like no one. I just saw people's legs going right over me, and David's like, what happened? What? Oh my God. I don't know. And then like an hour later, David goes, I kind of stopped short. I might have been the one that tripped you.
I'm going to talk about what happened.
I remember.
This is what happened. I had my phone on the gimbal, and I realized I was right under the camel, and it was spitting the water, and I didn't want to get it wet. So I put the camera down, and I stopped and kind of ducked. At the time I did that, I felt what I thought was a stranger collide into my right side and my back and carom off of me and go spilling onto the ground. And I may have cursed and said, this stupid idiot just ran into me and fell on the ground. And there I see Kim. She almost scorpioned, by the way, basically teetering on her head. And the rest of her body's still up in the air. And then she settled down and go, oh my God, it's my wife.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been.
She was crying. She was so upset, but it was like a wet mass of paper towels and Dole Whip.
No, it was you, honey. It was you. But
you slipped though. You slipped on it.
Yeah, I did. It was a
combination. I broke your phone.
Hi, Lacey.
Hey, Lacey, what's up, girl? I'm really sorry that happened. I know, Marie. When people fall down and get hurt, I kind of do laugh. I'm sorry. It's just a weird thing that I do. I laugh at a lot of things. I'm one of those jerks.
I do too until I fall.
Until it's you, right? Yeah, no,
yeah, exactly.
Until I realized it was Kim laying on the ground, but then afterwards I said, you almost scorpioned. Like that would have been pretty cool if she scorpioned at Magic Kingdom.
Well, I think that I'm proud of the way that I blocked the fall, because the next day I was surprised that I wasn't more hurt than I was. I needed ice and stuff, and I was the next day my arms were like as if I did a full blown workout. So I know I must have used all of my strength within that split second to my knees because I just was thinking like I do not want like that. You know, when you skin your knees.
No.
Lacey laughs too.
Here's some more photos over at All Star Movies. I see Mike, you're in the room. The rooms are nice. They redid the rooms, I guess, maybe about 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago. They are nice.
Right?
Like I said, they're a little small, but it's fine for the three of us. It wasn't a big deal.
Right. Yeah. No,
but it
definitely
only sleeps
nice.
4. It doesn't have that like fifth Murphy bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
This
so
was
what
really
have
cute.
Queen bed and then Becki a queen bed and then a pull-out sofa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you ask what? What did you ask him?
If it had a queen bed and a pull-out sofa.
No, it has a queen bed and a Murphy bed. Like it had a table.
Right.
It was like a table that came down as a Murphy bed then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good though. I
Yeah,
mean, ours
good.
that's
which was like 2 queens basically.
Yeah.
Right. That's what the studio at Poly is.
Deluxe studio,
The fifth bed is it's very, very tiny bed. It's like it's a really
Colton slept on that like the first trip there, but the next year we went back, he laid in it and he lifted his head up and he hit it on the top and he unleashed some sounds and he'll never go back underneath that thing again. He was not happy about it. This is really cute. We actually saw some of this water art with the broom outside of Pirates, right, Kim? When we were leaving that night with Don and Marie.
Yeah, at night. I never saw it at night.
There was somebody out every morning doing that, and I thought it was super cool.
It is.
And this guy had a little girl. He gave her the broom and he was like teaching her how to do it and stuff with the water. It was really cute. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I love it.
They make it look so easy, right?
I know.
And it's like
cool. Let me stop sharing the screen because I think that's all the photos in their crop. What was I gonna say? We have other stuff to get to. It's 8:53. We could talk about a couple more things, and I think Kim, you're right. We're gonna need a trip report part 2 from for Don next week. No worries. It's fine. It always kind of goes that way.
We have plenty of time. Because we have to talk about Don still. We still have to hear more about them, and I mean, we could. So that's fine. We'll have plenty of stuff to talk about.
Well, hopefully Marie can start feeling better. You know, get over what she's having. Of course, the COVID curse last year. I ended up with COVID before we went, so I had to cancel the trip. This year, I ended up testing positive for COVID after we got back. So I've been fighting COVID for the last week. I should be cleared to go back to work Tuesday, after 3 days after your last fever. And I have a doctor's appointment Monday to get clearance. So, well, it's always an adventure.
It is. We
got to do something about this next year, Don, because it's crazy that you got COVID like almost the exact same week. Because last year we were supposed to meet up with them. They were going to stay at the Poly. But we had found out like a day before. He's like, oh my gosh, you guys, we have COVID. So they never came. Then this time, David was sick. And then we came home and then David got sick again. And then
I was upset.
Don,
I got sick.
2 days after we saw Donald, he's like, oh my God, I have COVID. And then David tested all week. We didn't have it. So and I got pink eye, Donald.
Yeah.
What a mess.
I was checking the dates, and it's almost a year to the day that I tested positive.
Right. That's insane.
It's like how do you do that?
And then,
I don't know. We got to investigate. Were you with somebody?
Well, I started not feeling well there too. In Florida, but it's not. It's gotten worse, and I don't know, Mike and Becki, for you guys coming back here, you're not that far from us. There's pollen everywhere.
Oh,
and it's not like in Florida, there's none of that, right? Because it's warm most of the time. My eyes are on fire.
I woke up. I woke up the next morning from coming home from Florida. That next morning, I had the worst migraine, and I know it was from the pollen because it just was sinus. Like all in my nose, and it just, it was like, I hadn't had a migraine that bad in a long time.
Yeah.
Because I think it really bloomed that week because it was really hot here that week.
Yeah.
And before we left,
it was like, warmer here than it was in Florida.
Yeah, spring was just starting. Yeah, that's another thing we didn't talk about was the weather. So we go this time every year, right, David? And this time around, I was like trying really hard not to bring too much clothes, which I did, like I maybe by a fraction. But I was like, I'm not going to bring too much warm stuff because I always end up buying a sweatshirt and we never need it. We're always hot. It's always 84, 85. We had a couple days. It was cold, right? Like
I bought this sweatshirt because we were chilly at Magic Kingdom one night with John after eating at Grand Floridian Cafe. Him and I are riding the People Mover and like over 25-mile-an-hour winds hit. It was raining. Kim was on Space Mountain with Colton, and the next day I got a sweater. I was tired of being cold, at night at Disney. And then a good tip for people listening, or if you're watching or you hear us on a podcast, if you're from a state that has different seasons, like real seasons, and you get a bad allergy season and you go to Disney, like you should be taking some sort of allergy medicine so that when you come back it's not that bad, because I came back and it is really bad. Sick. Yeah. Upper respiratory infection, sinus infection, my eyes. So, that's the tip of the day.
Take your Clarence.
Rowen was sick. Rowen got sick. Now he's sick. It's just like my mom's sick. My mom wasn't in Florida, but I mean, I think they got her sick from all that. But it's
also, the plane. Last year, Colton came back from the plane with the worst stomach virus ever. He was up all night. He was throwing up so bad. We finally had to I put a comforter and a pillow in the bathroom for him because he couldn't even leave the bathroom. I'm like, I just want this poor kid to pass out.
Wasn't that me on my 50th birthday?
What?
Wasn't that me on my 50th birthday? You gave me a blanket and a pillow.
Different reason. Yep.
I had a stomach virus that night.
Yes. I wanted to say that People Mover was another thing we've never done. We did this.
Oh, you did it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
People Mover.
It was cute. It was nice. It was like you got some views that you wouldn't typically see. Like from the ground. And I don't know why I thought the inside, although there was like a big chunk of just blackness, and I was not prepared for that. I was like, why is it so dark in here?
You're under Space Mountain. You're under Space Mountain when that happens. Right. So. But a lot of people don't realize that. But we do it at least once every trip. And I love that because it is a different aspect of than being on the ground, especially when they were doing the construction at Tron. You really got a good, view of the construction. I kind of geeked out though. I got to be honest. And I told Kim this and I told Don this because before we got into the Disney group and before we had a show and everything, I still watch a lot of Disney vlogs, and, John, Big Fat Panda was one of the first I ever watched. Right. So I was always a big fan, and then we became friendly. And then for a period of time, he did the show with us. And then here we are on this trip. We had dinner with him, and then I'm riding the People Mover with him, and Kim and Colton are on Space Mountain. And, he's talking like it's normal, and I'm riding the People Mover with Big Fat Panda, who's now my friend, and I'm geeking out, and it's really surreal to me. And I told Don that, I don't know if he'll ever understand that because it's just normal for John, right? Like he's been going to Disney, and it's a job for him. And but I'm always going to be one of his biggest fans, and I think it was just that's like a real big highlight of this trip for me, to be able to do that, and then all meeting you guys and hanging out with Don and Marie, and
I'm bummed I didn't get to meet Panda.
I know he was working at Hollywood Studios that day,
but it was sweet that he was willing to even try it. Like that he
is so sweet.
He's so nice, and John is not I'm a star. He's just so down to earth and loves talking with everybody, and he's great. Yeah, there was a guy there from New Jersey at the Poly getting on the monorail and saw John and was excited. And John had a full conversation. And then we went on the monorail, and turns out this guy and his brother own some hotels in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
that we know of, and you know, like Small World. But you know, John takes the time to talk to anybody who's willing to talk to him. You know, so yeah, that was really neat. I'm just,
we have 1 minute left, so I wanted to tell David what happened to you. So another vlogger, huge, that we don't know, that we're not friends with. So we're walking to Space Mountain in the rain. I feel like everything revolves around Space. Colton loves Space Mountain, so
we're always going to it
5 times this trip. But anyway, and all of a sudden I hear David go, "Tim Tracker," and you guys don't understand in the audience how many. David,
I watch vlogs all the time. Right? Yeah,
forever.
Me too.
And
So
really, Tim is unique. I feel like because he's very elusive. He's kind of alone. What I like about him is he's not involved in the rest of the community. He is, but he's not. He kind of works alone. Now he works with his wife Jen, and they have a new baby now, 2 new babies. But he's just so elusive and almost cat-like, and he is extremely talented. So David just loves him, and so I hear David go, "Tim Tracker," and David was like a deer caught in the headlights. He was standing in front of him, going, "Tim Tracker, Tim Tracker," and I'm like,
I didn't know what to say to him.
"Hi, Tim." So I just started babbling because I was excited to see him too, but I like him, but not like I don't. Like,
pretty sure we scared him.
I might have scared him. He was staring at me like this because I was talking really, really fast, and then the Jersey accent comes out. But I was like, "We love you. You know, we're so happy for you and the new baby, and you know, my husband is your best fan." And he was really like interested. And I mean, then I was like, "Can we take a picture?" Because David was still just going, "Tim Tracker, Tim."
It was kind of like South Park. It was just like,
Can we take a picture with him? So David took a picture, him and Colton.
With Colton. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, "So where are you guys on again?" And I was like, "Oh, just a small Disney show. Now that's Disney, you know." And I meant to like reach out and like message him the picture or something and just say like, "Hey, thanks for coming on." But he was a really nice guy.
Super nice. Another person that will take the time, if you see him in the parks, wherever he is, and just say hi. He'll take a photo with you, chat with you, let you do the outros. He's just another super nice person who's down to earth, you know.
If you watch any of his older videos, especially, like he does a lot of videos now with the babies and his wife, and they're cute, and that's great. But when Tim was working totally on his own, one thing that David always said about him that I think is really neat is that he always would really like take you there. Like he noticed every detail and really thoroughly talked about it slowly and just brought you to that spot wherever you were, wherever he was in the park or anywhere, you know. And you always said that, David, about him.
Yeah, like if you watch when he describes something, you don't have any more questions. Like, you know, I'm a person who wants to know things ahead of time because I have OCD and anxiety, and I want to run through the motion, so I'm pre-planned. When I watch his vlogs, I have no questions in my head. Like he literally explains. I saw somebody the other day in a chat called him mansplainer or something. They're like, "Oh, the mansplainer," because he does. He will explain something at full detail. I think just because I
think that's why mindset. He has like 900,000 subscribers or something. Like he's very popular, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
love him.
Even the prices. Yeah. He's always like, "You can get this T-shirt. It's turns it around $29.99," and but like you kind of want to know that, you know. But he pays attention to things that like some of the other vloggers are like, "This is brand new. Here's the new Orange Bird merch. Here's the new Tron ride. Here's the new this," and they all are trying to vie for that.
It's not in an Instagram type
Tim
manner.
Is kind of just like he'll look at any little, you know. Yeah, it was really cool meeting him though. Really, really.
I'd lose my mind if I met him.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
I did. I lost my cool. We'll talk about that, I guess, next week. How Kim lost her cool meeting Dinjarin and Grogu in Hollywood Studios. So that's a little spoiler for next week's show.
We still have so much to talk about. We didn't even touch a lot, so that's all right though. We need 3 shows. If you guys want to come back, you're more than welcome. And I really hope Jay feels better. Chris said that he is out cold. Give him our love.
I was messaging him before the show. I'm like, do you want your code to log in? And I never heard it. I'm like, and then usually Jay is sleeping. So I always give him like a wake up, with an exclamation mark. And I got no response, and I'm in trouble. And then Chris messaged me, and he's like, Jay's passed out with the migraine. So, I hope you feel better, Jay. Alan is not on. Alan is becoming Professor Alan. He's still part of the show. He's been MIA for a while, but because he's working really hard on his doctorate. So eventually, when he's not just going crazy with school, he'll be back. And of course, Don's here, and we'll hear about Don and Marie's trip next week. Right?
Yep, we sure will. And
eventually Don will get the videos up on Don and Marie on the Go on YouTube, which is their YouTube channel. And so you'll be able to see some of the stuff that they took while they were there too.
Yeah, that Tuesday when everyone was at the pool, we actually went over to the House of the Blues and had lunch. And I was working on that. I was editing that video prior to coming on tonight.
Nice.
So
nice.
Hopefully we'll start posting those.
You got to teach me how to edit so I can start taking videos and learn how to splice them together.
And then Donald, you're going to get so popular and famous that the next time David sees you, he's just going to go, Donald Nicholson.
Oh my God, it's Big Nick.
No.
Listen,
that ain't going to happen.
We drank green beer in Pandora together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And then the way Marie and I have to do Disney is a little bit different than the way you, Tim, and Colton do Disney.
Right.
You had your passes you could use, and you had appointments.
Right.
We didn't have any of the passes. We didn't have Disney Plus. We didn't buy Lightning Lanes, so we were rope dropping. So we would rope drop, and we would be texting Tim and Kim and Tim. No, it's Dave and Tim. and we'd be like, okay, we just got off of Rise of the Resistance, and they'd be like, yeah, we're getting in the shower soon.
Exactly. We were very behind. But that, you just brought up another great point, like for a spoiler next week, Genie Plus Lightning Lane. We could talk about that next week because it's a topic that I forgot about, and I would like to dive into that. So I have to remember that for next week.
Which we did not use at
That's
all.
what I want to talk about. Like, we utilized the DAS with Colton. And with that, we didn't need it. So I want to kind of talk about that and get people's thoughts. So I enjoyed tonight's show. I'm sorry the beginning was a little crazy. Some of us again still aren't feeling well, and we had some technical difficulties, but we made it. And Becki, Mike, if you guys are available next week, if you want to rejoin us, that'd be awesome. We had a lot of fun diving into some of your trip. Yeah, cool.
And thank you again for allowing us to come in to the Poly and hang out with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
It was.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank
fun.
you.
Me and Becki got sunburned because it was chilly out. The boys were fine swimming, but we were kind of sitting in the sun on the lounge chairs, and I had sunscreen on. I know you did too. I didn't put any on my back. So Becki, that night we ran to Epcot to eat, and that's the night that was freezing.
You were freezing. Mm-hmm. She was sunburnt so bad.
I was so sunburned, and on top of it, it was cold. And I ended up giving Colton my sweatshirt, and I'm like, I can't take this. And we had this great magical moment that we'll talk about next week to watch the show, and I couldn't even enjoy it. I was freezing.
Kim does this on purpose so she could buy a sweatshirt every night. It's just a tactic.
I did come home
with
2 sweatshirts.
She did 3 sweatshirts. See,
2. I only got 2 sweatshirts: the Mickey Mouse one and the 100th one.
After the show, I'm gonna go check. I'm pretty sure
it's only 2 days.
She's gonna start stuffing stuff under the bed in any moment.
I think so.
He knows where all the hiding spots are.
I've found them all. we have our typical outro for you coming up, but thank you again. Please check out our sponsor, dmagicworld.com, 24/7 streaming Disney music magic. Don't go anywhere. Who's on the show? I'm just going to play the outro, and then we'll say goodbye to each other off screen. But here comes our outro. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We love you guys.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
here it is.
Have a good week. Stay safe.